Now that we've reviewed the mechanism of these drugs, let's dive into the adverse effects. Near the pair of domes with the respect banner, a guy can be seen very respectfully offering his girlfriend a tampon, which she kindly refuses. This girl didn't have any pockets, so her boyfriend offered to carry her feminine hygiene products while they were out for a walk, but she ended up not needing them. Refusing a tampon like this is our recurring symbol for amenorrhea, because it's clear that she doesn't need it right now, so she's not having menses. So this interaction here in front of the respect domes should help you remember that risperidone specifically can cause oligamenorrhea or amenorrhea. A guy who has had his eye on the girl who is refusing the tampon decided that it's finally time to make his move. So he was headed over to her with an ice cream cone, one in each hand, to ask her on a date. But he tripped on one of the respect domes, causing both ice cream cones to land right on his chest. These ice cream cones on his chest resemble breasts, and therefore represent gynecomastia. And we like to use ice cream getting on someone's chest like this to represent galactorrhea. So this idea should help you remember that risperidone can cause gynecomastia and galactorrhea. Later, we'll talk about adverse effects that apply to all of the atypical antipsychotics, which will be over here. Before we do, let's actually talk about the clinical uses of atypical antipsychotics. There's a banquet table outside where a waiter can be seen arranging the place settings. The waiter has done this hundreds of times, but he's extremely obsessively particular. So he's using a chart to make sure that everything is exactly right. This obsessively neurotic waiter should help you think of obsessive compulsive disorder to help remind you that atypical antipsychotics can be used to treat obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. Now, a statue of two polar bears is the centerpiece on this banquet table. Let's zoom in. Notice that one of the two polar bears looks sad and depressed, while the other looks happy and upbeat. Well, these two polar bears on opposite ends of the emotional spectrum, happy and sad, should help you remember that atypical antipsychotics can be used for bipolar disorder. The head server is inspecting the table and taking notes of what is good and what needs work. Notice that his note sheet has a plus and minus symbol at the top to divide his notes into positives and negatives. Well, this server's note with the positives and negatives written out should help you remember that atypical antipsychotics can be used to treat positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia.